That's it. I recognize the member from Rosthern-Shellbrook.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, I would like to thank you for allowing me some time today to enter some comments on the balanced budget that was presented by our Finance Minister last week. In light of worldwide economic conditions and a few other provincial budgets that were released recently, it's incumbent on us to appreciate our Saskatchewan provincial budget for what it is, balanced. It is my pleasure to state today that I will be speaking in favour of the budget and against the amendment. I would like to take a few moments to recognize a few people that help our constituents on a daily basis. I would like to mention all of the ministry staff and the caucus staff. Without their dedication and effort, a balanced budget such as the one presented last week would not be possible. I would like to thank Sally Gunderson, my constituency assistant. Sally, like many of us in this Assembly, is new and has had a steep learning curve over the past few months. I am thankful for her hard work ethic, her ability to attend to detail, and the respect with which she acknowledges each and every person that she comes in contact with each day. She works hard to represent the Government of Saskatchewan in the Rosthern-Shellbrook constituency. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I would like to express my sincere thanks to all the people of the Rosthern-Shellbrook constituency. They are who I represent, and not a day goes by that isn't forefront in my mind. I graciously appreciate their input and their support. I would also like to take a moment to thank my family. My children, Carter and Taryn, are supportive, and they tolerate the fact that they are required to modify their schedule at times to accommodate their fathers. And I would be remiss if I did not thank my lovely wife, Krista, who encourages me and keeps me grounded. I am forever thankful for the person that she is. Many who are presently serving in this Assembly, as well as many of those who have served in the past, realize the commitment that families make to allow us to serve here, and I am very thankful for mine. I would like to begin my comments on the budget on the topic of municipal revenue sharing. The municipalities in Rosthern-Shellbrook are thankful for this government's commitment to providing a stable and predictable funding model for our municipal governments. You see, Mr. Speaker, representing the constituents of Rosthern-Shellbrook at the municipal level are over 30 governing municipalities. I can assure you each one of them has the expectation that their provincial member of this Assembly is not only accessible and available to them, but also working full-time representing their requests on their behalf. It was last year's budget that provided over $216 million, or 1 full percentage point of the PST collected, to the municipal governments. This was exactly the type of stable, predictable funding model that was requested by these and other municipalities, and it was this government that delivered the municipal revenue sharing formula. Here. This year's budget builds on this with an increase of 9.5%, or over $20 million. This will bring the total revenue sharing in the coming year to over $237 million. This amount is 87% higher than it ever was under the New Democratic Party. Through municipal revenue sharing, we are placing 1 full percentage point of the PST collected directly into the hands of our local municipal governments. In our constituency, this results in tangible increases in funding to communities such as Hafford, with a 111% increase, Rosthern, with a 114% increase, Blaine Lake with a 108% increase, Spiritwood with a 96% increase, and Shellbrook with a 130% increase. This, in turn, improves these communities' financial ability to respond quickly and appropriately to local concerns and challenges that we know they face each year. The budget introduced last Wednesday by the Finance Minister laid the foundation that will repair over 1,200 kilometres of highway to keep our commitment to invest $2.2 billion in Saskatchewan highways over the next 4 years. This includes over $70 million in upgrades through the Rural Highway Strategy. This will bring 150 kilometres of rural highway up to primary weight. There has also been $63 million invested in the Gateway Corridor projects that improve the safety and the efficiency of our highway traffic. A project of significance to Rosthern is the twinning of Highway 11 from Saskatoon to Prince Albert. which is funded in part through this program. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the introduction of the Passing Lane Initiative will add another economical option to improve the efficiency and safety of many highways that are now experiencing increased traffic flow. This government's investment of over $581 million in highways in this budget will sustain the Saskatchewan Advantage. As I travel through the 30-plus municipalities in Rosthern-Shellbrook, it is abundantly obvious that agriculture is a primary industry and part of the backbone of the economy in our province. I have previously spoken of the importance of funding to such programs at the outset, such as Agri-Invest, Agri-Stability, and crop insurance, to ensure their availability. It should also be noted that with the introduction of this year's budget, crop insurance investment at $177 million is record provincial investment. With continued investment in productivity by Saskatchewan producers, it is prudent to provide an insurance program that meets their changing needs in the industry. And these changing needs that I am referring to is our provincial ag exports. In 2007, ag exports totaled $6 billion. Last year, in 2011, our Saskatchewan agricultural exports increased by over 60% to over $10 billion. Much of this increase in production value must be attributed to our province's producers. The producers that we have in Saskatchewan today are educated in all aspects of agronomics, business management, and marketing. In past decades, limiting crop quality and production factors have often been overcome by successful research. Research and development of improved agronomic traits with respect to crop varieties and best practices have added to not only higher production, but better quality products to sell at the farm gate. This government feels it's prudent to invest over $20 million in agricultural research. It is imperative, with agriculture being such a significant component of our economy, that we invest in its research and development to ensure continued success of our world-class Saskatchewan agricultural products. Health investment by the people of Saskatchewan will be greater than it has ever been, and more importantly, this investment will come with a patient-focused system. Healthcare investment will increase 4.9% to improve access for all Saskatchewan residents. This includes investments in areas such as infrastructure, professional recruitment and retention, as well as continuing the approach to the reduction of surgery wait times. Improving access is moving forward with design and construction of healthcare facilities in the province. This includes funding to continue the design and construction of 13 long-term care facilities, as well as continuing funding to a completed pilot project with a non-profit organization. The Amicus facility is now a place that many Saskatchewan citizens call home.
Hear, hear.
Maintaining the Saskatchewan Advantage is advancing the design and construction phases of the Children's Hospital in Saskatoon, the Saskatchewan Hospital in North Battleford, and the replacement of the Moose Jaw Union Hospital. Improving access is providing $60 million to move forward with the Saskatchewan Surgical Initiative. We are continuing with the 4-year plan to provide by 2014 all Saskatchewan residents the ability to have the necessary surgery performed within 3 months. The Saskatchewan Surgical Initiative is proudly supported again in this budget and is producing positive results for patients and their families in our province. Improving access in rural areas continues to be addressed in this budget. The budget supports the increase of training seats for nurse practitioners and physicians. It continues to support the doubling the number of residency positions available to this province's medical grads, as well as creating opportunities for placement of medical grads from other areas of the world. Combined with the increase in training opportunities is the forgiveness of Saskatchewan student loans of up to $120,000 for physicians and $20,000 for nurses and nurse practitioners that choose to work in identified underserved rural locations.
Keep our kids at home.
This incentive will encourage new healthcare professionals to practice in our province. This is yet another example of improving access in healthcare in Saskatchewan. $1.5 million in this budget will directly fund the rural locum physician pool. The formation of this locum pool is crucial to the continuity of service in rural care. This was a campaign commitment by this party and now will be funded and implemented by this government. Improving access includes $5.5 million increase to the Shock Trauma Air Rescue Society, as well as a $16 million increase to the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency to support access to cancer services. $4 million has been provided to expand the colorectal screening program province-wide to increase early detection, thereby improving patient outcomes. There's been an increase of $98 million to regional health authorities to continue to deliver services to the people of this province. These are some of the initiatives that will improve access for all Saskatchewan residents to their healthcare system and in turn contributes to sustaining the Saskatchewan Advantage. The balanced budget that the Minister of Finance presented last week was in culmination of hard work of many on this side of the House, as well as the guidance of the Premier. I am very thankful and blessed to have the opportunity to work with such a strong group of colleagues. This budget keeps the commitments made in last fall's election campaign, does not raise taxes, and most importantly, this budget is one of very few balanced budgets in North America.
Hear, hear.
Mr. Speaker, in summary, this balanced budget will keep spending sustainable. This balanced budget will keep our economy growing. This balanced budget will keep our election promises. And most importantly, Mr. Speaker, this balanced budget will sustain the Saskatchewan Advantage for all Saskatchewan people.
Hear, hear.
Mr. Speaker, for these reasons, I will not be supporting the amendment, and I will be supporting the budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.